This podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google, Acast, Anchor, and many other popular platforms.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boylesports, principal sponsors of the Super Club. You score 3, my lord, we'll score 4. Oh Lord, we'll score 4. What a beautiful feeling that was, 7 minutes into extra time to take out Swansea. We go 1-0 up, and I've got a customer in front of me at work, and I'm like trying to do handstands. I can't because I'm too old now, but shouting and screaming. He's looking at me. I said, "Burning off City Lord." They burst out laughing. And then we go 2-1 down, and you're thinking, "Here we go again. Here we go. We just cannot hold on to a goal lead, and to turn it round and to come away from there with 3 very, very, what I might say is very valuable points, ladies and gents, girls and boys, is nothing short of a miracle."
I'm looking forward, Nick, to hearing this, because all I can say is I was exchanging text messages with a certain Claire Giblin on Saturday, and if expletives could have been used, they probably would have done for the first part of the game.
Oh, the Barry Fry show.
Then how did it change? That's all I'm saying.
The Barry Fry show.
It was on par with the Barry Fry show. I'll tell you how
Can you do us a favour at a quiet moment, Craig? Can you please count the exchange of expletives that Claire produced?
I don't think it actually got to the point of full expletives, but it would have done.
Hang on a minute. Was that for you or Claire? You never said.
Yeah, there might have been a few from me.
Yeah, we were close.
What I am interested in is, Claire, you said you'd taken some notes to start off with, but explain how you felt.
It was shocking first half. We went 1-0 up, totally against them in a play. They carved through us like a knife through butter. Literally, on my notes I've got, we're too narrow. There was no outlet. Having Kadra and Hogan up front just gave us nothing. We were hoofing balls. Nobody was there. It was awful, and it was getting we were 1-0 up. I took a video of it, and I thought he had missed. So I was like, and then all of a sudden it was we scored. The passing was awful. We know that they were a possession team. We know that's how Swansea play, but we couldn't get anywhere near them. Nowhere near them. They carved us open. They should have been 2-0 up, but Ruddy made 2 one-on-one saves. I put on my thing, I put no pattern of play. Counter defend when we can't defend. And I was just like, this is just getting worse. And I was messaging Craig going, we might lose this this is just getting ridiculous. All the goals were conceded the same, between the centre-back and the wing-back. Again, the same as it has been week on week. I literally put more, they look like they have more players. We keep making mistakes. So Ruddy, I think he's been brilliant, but we're starting to get some mistakes from him. Was it their second or third goal? After we all of a sudden, he passed the ball to them, and I was like, what's going on? And I actually put first half, it's the first time Eustace has come into question into my mind. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. This is terrible, because Tuesday night wasn't great either. I messaged you, Craig, didn't I? And I was just like, Craig, You're not missing a thing. This is shocking.
That was horrendous, wasn't it?
I literally put, please play Longello and Jukovic. Longello came on. If he plays like that week in, week out, we've got a gem there. Mm. If he works on his defending, we've got a player and a half, because he ran at their fullback. Hannibal was picking it up, and he was like, come on, let's go. Jukovic, when he came on, it was crying out for Jukovic for about at least 60 minutes. And it was just just get him on. Everyone was just get him on. So I put down on my phone, I was like, the last 10, 15 minutes was exactly how we played before Christmas. We got the ball into the box. There was more than one player in the box. we had 2 or 3, 4. When the third goal went in, it was pandemonium. Like, I don't remember, I just was jumping around because we came from the top down. When that fourth goal went in, I didn't even see them celebrate. We just grabbed each other. It was, I've seen passion, and it was great to see passion from the players as well. Like Longello jumping in, the crowd, you had Trusty, Jukovic, and it actually showed that they cared, and that's what, I was proud at that point, and you could see the passion on their faces, and literally people were grabbing each other, like, it was brilliant. But the first half was awful, but we made up for it, and to get a win.
Can you see me goosebumps, Claire? Can you see me goosebumps? Can you see me goosebumps?
I love it.
We can hear you.
I'm still buzzing from it now. I went home. It was worth the 3 hours there and 3 hours back just for that 97th minute header.
And I can say that at 4:22, right, this is low down in the messages. 4:22, my message was, is Hogan wearing trainers? He can't keep his feet. Claire, he's done nothing. Me, bring on Duke. Agree, crying out for it. Then had a little bit of a gap. And at 16:58, I just messaged, have you changed your mind? I got to say, I apologise if my neighbours heard me, because I think the whole of my street did when the third goal went in. So when the fourth one was there, I must apologise again. But, Claire summed it up. Longello and Duke made the difference. When they came on, and I was watching the game, they were a completely different side. I agree, from before. They looked dangerous with absolutely everything they can do. However, it was 4-4-2. It was
all the back.
That's Birmingham City all over.
That's us all over.
Would you start the Duke and Longello then on Friday?
You know what? Why not? Why not? Longello to me on Tuesday night was our best player.
Got to go.
Why they dropped him for Friends? Fair play to Eustace for actually saying he made a mistake, because he did. Like, nobody can go away from that, and fair play to him for saying it. We have to start playing 4 at the back.
Yeah.
And we have to start attacking, because we can't defend. It's,
Going on to the Tuesday game, the Blackburn game, like I say, we were saying where we sat, Longello, it's just nice to have a natural left footer again. And I couldn't believe how many people were slating him after the Blackburn game. But he was our best, like you say, Claire, he's our best player. He really looked like he wanted to prove a point. And we had such a good outlet with him on the left. I like Friend, but we all know he's on his, last leg sort of thing. But I think Longello's going to be a great signing.
He's on his last. You want to come and have a look at me? I promise you. If you think he's on his last leg.
No, we don't.
Chris, we've got nothing left between us, mate. I promise you.
Speak for yourself.
The difference on Saturday as well was the never say die attitude, and the fact I loved, leading up to the Duke's goal. Yes, they were down to 10 men, and let's not forget they were down to 10 men, but we battered them. We absolutely battered them. I didn't see the stats in terms of possession during that period of time, but if it was any greater than 80-20 to us, it wouldn't surprise me, because we were just on top. And the thing was, we used those wings, and we used them well. The other thing for me was that the players, yes, they showed the passion, right? But it was every player. There wasn't just a few. I mean, when the third goal went in, I've not seen Duke celebrate like that. Like he did, the way he was beating his chest. And I think a few expletives came out from him. But the other side of it is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Longello, the way he jumped in, I tell you what, how he didn't get booked for jumping into the stand and celebrating with the fans is beyond me.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see them celebrate. I was too busy.
It was after that, Claire, when you got your 5 minutes of fame.
Too busy hugging 100 randoms.
I know, it was just mad. But honestly, the thing is, when we warm up, and we have width. We didn't have any at the moment with this 5-3-2. The wing backs aren't getting high enough up the pitch to have width, and Jukovic needs the ball into the box and things like that. We just don't have the width. We're too narrow. and we just looked like we went there to defend, and we can't do that. But it was worth it.
Can I just say something about the manager? Strange to me that we signed Longello full time so we could play all our other 5 loanees, and then we don't start with him. Now, Friend has had 2 or 3 half decent games while filling in during this. We can't have 6 loaners in. But good managers, real top managers, know when you've got, with respect to George, and I do respect him, he's been a good player for us, to get 3 games out of that bloke's legs, half decent, there's a time to say, thanks, George, you've done well. Now we're putting the better player back in. Instead, he was a little bit loyal. So, well, the bloke deserves another game. But the good manager, the Brian Cloughs, know when it's time. Yeah, we've done well to get 3 good games out of him. Thanks, George. Back on the bench, you've done well. And I think if he learns anything, the manager, that's what he'll learn. It's all right to be, everybody's got the badge on and the shirt on. As long as I give us 100%, I'll be back in the side. But a little bit of nous is required during those situations. Yes, we've got good games out of it, but we're not going to. He wouldn't have been playing till the end of the season. No. So you've just paid money for this guy, so he can play and another 5 can play. So surely he's got to be in. That's. I'm not as sentimental as our manager was, but I think he's learned now. He'll put that aside and pick his best 11. I mean, he's been handling the team pretty well, even through all this nonsense. He seems to get, it seems like Hannibal. He's saved for the second half. He gets Gary Gardner to run himself into the ground, and then he hits him with Hannibal, who comes on fresh and does. I mean, he was another one that made a difference on Saturday. Sorry, Alan. By the same token, I think partly Friend might sort of know that himself. You know what I mean? He's been around the block a bit, and part of him probably thinks it's only a stopgap. As soon as the young blood comes in, I'm back on the bench.
Mark, I can relate that to my DJing days. Yeah, back in the clubs, and believe me, I was pretty good at doing it as well. I must admit,
Really?
I was a lot younger then, right? And
well, it's during the war, wasn't it?
Yeah.
During the
war. Sorry.
You will be, mate. And no, but like,
you can't remember how far back it was, Mark. That's why he's sniggering.
I genuinely dreaded the day when I said I have to hang up my headphones. I dreaded that. But since that day happened, and I did this for 42 years, right? Since that day happened, never. Excuse me, Claire, please.
Sorry.
That's all right. All the best.
Totally unprofessional.
Too much singing on Saturday. Sorry.
Yeah, listen, mate, you're forgiven. And I dreaded giving up that part of my life because it was massive. It was all of my life, yeah. And then when I did, I got a Friday back and a Saturday back and a Wednesday back and a Thursday back, and it was like, yes, I'm having this. And then I've gone on to do other things after that, and I'm still quite happy at whatever I do. I'm happy doing. It don't matter. Don't matter to me. But like, football is one hell of a cruel business.
It's a funny,
when you're in your 30s and you get chopped out. Like, okay, I was 57 when I packed up the music thing. But when you're in your 30s, you're kind of still in your prime a little bit, aren't you?
1957.
I hope so.
Do what? Sorry, Alan.
I said, was that 1957?
I'm coming up.
He's not as old as Auntie Linda. You can't say that.
For a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to just put out there's a comment from Jason Hughes, which I was going to mention, but I think this just sums it up beautifully. He says that at the end of the game, Eustace came over, made a point of saying that the team were together, pulling on his badge and pumping his fist. He looked really emotional. That was just pure frustration for me coming out of him at that point in time, because I said it on WM on Friday night. I was asked, why are the team not the same as what they were before Christmas? And the answer is, I don't know, because it's the same team. And they've proven to us at the start of the season that they can beat these teams and go on runs. So it must, if it's frustrating for us as fans, imagine being that manager that's picking the team and thinking, why? What's the difference? What's going on? And if he can't put his finger on it, it's hard. And I don't blame him. Actually, for me, the fault lies with those people wearing the shirts. And on Saturday, they proved to every single fan that they cared. Because they could have sat back at 3-3, decided I'm not going to do anything. But they went for the jugular. They went for it. And I tell you what, I applaud them. Absolutely.
Craig, what do you do for work? What do you do for a living?
I work for a bank. I'm a change manager in a bank.
A change manager?
Yeah.
It counts the change.
Sounds posh, means I just sit at a desk.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but you allocate somebody to do a job, and they come back and they do it well, you praise them. Mm-hmm. You allocate somebody to do a job and they come back and they put, I don't know, £21 in instead of 20s in every single bag. They've obviously done the job wrong, right? You've got to discipline them. Yeah. That's life. That's how life works. Yeah, that is the laws of the jungle. Little lion sat there, little baby lion, went up to his daddy and pawing him, and it's red hot and all the flies all over it. He's just going to whack him. Get up, right? That's the discipline in the jungle, right? But the discipline in football, for me, seems sometimes that the players think that they're bigger than the club. Mm-hmm. In some instances, look at what's going on in Man City at the minute. Right, crying out loud, what would we give to be in that position? Huh?
Nah, we wouldn't be happy. We wouldn't be happy because there's more expectations.
Yeah, you know what? Let's still have street food instead of burgers.
Oh, don't get them on that, for God's sake.
I want the team man to come back, Chris. I want the team man to do this.
We're not going on to that subject again this week. No way. I'm still answering comments from that from last week.
Was it a clear-cut sending off?
For who? For Swansea?
Which game was he on?
I don't know. I just went all blank. Who are we talking about?
Craig said they went down to 10 men.
It wasn't a sending off.
The
manager got the substitutions.
I didn't see any sending off. There wasn't one.
There wasn't one. Craig said they were down to 10 men.
Yeah, that was good.
But the manager cocked it up.
Yeah.
He had three subs.
Clean your head out.
Couldn't put any more on.
Right.
Okay. You have three windows where you can put subs on. You can put 1 to 5 on, but he put one on in each window. 3 windows. That's your substitute finish. The fact that he's still got 2 subs to use, he cocked it up. He was moaning how bad. We played this, we've done that. We should have been, and he had to apologise in the end. It was his fault. They lost. So there was nobody sent off. The manager.
Yeah, that's why I got well confused. I was like, I did hear him.
Well, the manager's got. You can't add up to 5.
You all know I'm relatively old, and it doesn't take an awful lot to confuse me. But God, I'm confused right now.
Adam's just said
a suggestion, Nick, that we rename you Nick Kamara based on
Cammy. I think we'll be Cammy.
Yeah, you are now Cammy for the evening.
Cammy. No, I'll take it. I'll take it, mate. I'll promise you.
It's a bit of an insult to Cammy, though, isn't it?
Cammy, get well soon. We all hope you get through the issues.
Lovely, man. Unbelievable, Jeff.
You know what? We have loved that guy on that programme and laughed so much at his blankness, right? Oh, I didn't see that happen. That was a sending off as well, wasn't it?
Actually, Chris, at the end of the show, we might have to take Nick's little comment there and put it side by side with a cutting of Cammy and then just put it out there to see if people vote on which one's best.
Yeah, no. Oh, look. I'm up for abuse. I love it, mate. You can bring on as much as you like, guys.
Paul Kissy just said, Nick, what was Horsfield's goal like?
Sorry?
And Paul Kiss just said, what was Horsfield's goal like?
Well, you know what? Feed the horse and he will score. That's all I'll say. Roger Hind had a good day as well.
He had a great day on Saturday. Brilliant.
Okay, you have to excuse me. I don't have a short-term memory.
Fine.
I beg your pardon.
Nick Kamara. That's brilliant.
Right.
I know, I'm watching it. I'm seeing all the.
Nick, if it makes you feel any better,
Nothing makes me feel better, Alan, after those last comments.
If I got Sky on, I got on my phone. I was trying to keep up with it. Jeff Stelling gets up and says, "We're going to the break now. We'll be back." And then he said, "Oh, there's been a 7th goal at Swansea, and it looks like the home team have nicked it." So that's it. Adverts come on, and I'm going, "Hang on, it's still saying 3-3 on my phone, 3-3-3," and then it's suddenly 4-3. I said, "We scored," and then he had to come back after the adverts. "Oh, I'm so sorry, it wasn't Swansea scored; it was Birmingham." So, mate, you've got nothing to worry about. You could get a job on there.
Could you imagine how many cock-ups I'd make in one programme?
Oh, quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah, probably not as many as you do on this show.
And here is the classified results. Birmingham City 4, Swansea City 3. Even though we played at Swansea.
Yeah.
But actually, can we just say that it's been a weekend of force? Because how often can we say that Blues fans have actually been able to celebrate 12 goals in a weekend? Yeah, Nick, I know that's going to confuse you even more, mate.
It's confused me. Have we got a Domino's team or something?
We got what was the 12? I saw 8 of them, but
well, you've got
that team down the road.
You've got that team the other side.
Yes.
Conceded 4 as well.
Of course, yes. I forgot about
that. Going to nip to the fridge and get a bit of red Leicester out. I
forgot about it. I was at the ladies' game yesterday.
4-0, yeah.
Outclassed the opposition. Well worthy of their 4 goals. I will say I did say nice things about Lewis Football Club, but I'm going to have a go at them now. They had a vegan day.
Oh,
what?
No.
Everything in the place was vegan.
Oh, my God.
And plate of chips.
Not being funny, kid. I'd have gone across the field, slaughtered a pig, chopped it.
£4.50.
Oh, no.
Vegan chips, £4.50. In the end, the only thing I could drink was the beer. So
is that vegan?
I went and, well, who knows? 2 pints of something or other, and in a plastic glass, no head.
Water.
That's £9.60, sir. 2 beers.
Well, whoa.
£9.60.
4.80 each.
4.80 a pint it was.
Oh, that's about
£4.85 a pint.
It's not far off that down the Blues.
Well,
is it not?
No.
Well, I haven't bought a drink at a football match for a long time, but that was a bit of a shock.
Pint, yeah.
I think a pint is probably more expensive in the ground now, or someone
About
tells me it's
£5.80.
£5.
Yeah.
Depends which one you have.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but that's Brummagem beer. This is Sussex beer. It's awful.
Yeah. Everything down in Sussex is awful.
We send it down from Burton-on-Trent, mate. Don't worry.
But yeah, the girls were good. They were excellent, and the girl who got the hat. She's the one that's joined us from the other lot, isn't it? Or has come back to us. Yeah, she was outstanding. Outstanding. Three terrific goals. And there was I've never seen this in my life before. There was a serious injury to one of their players. She collided with our goalkeeper. The goalkeeper they were both unconscious. They got our goalkeeper up on her feet, and the other girl had to go off. Now suddenly they stopped the game.
Walk off or stretch it off, mate?
Pardon?
Did she walk off?
She did walk off, yes.
At least,
but she was. They then fetched a stretcher to take her to the ambulance, and then they couldn't play on because the doctor was attending this girl, right? So there was no doctor in attendance for the match. So they stopped for 15 minutes while this girl was attended to, and then they played 6 minutes.
Okay, right. You know what? I don't get that. Now let's assume, heaven forbid, right? That young lady, bless her, she's got a nasty injury, and the doctor's attending to her. let's assume within that 50 minutes, somebody has a cardiac arrest in the stands.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter whether the game is going ahead or not going ahead. That medical emergency would have happened at that time.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that. Understand that. But again, never seen that before. And as I say, they put the board up to say we scored, and then they put the board up to say there was 6 minutes more to play, but we had to wait 15 minutes to play the 6 minutes. So the game took nearly 2.25 hours to play.
Oh, you had your money's worth anyway, mate, so don't worry.
Oh, yeah. It was trouble. It was cold. But yeah, well done, ladies. Well done, ladies.
Yeah, and
Go on, Craig.
thank you, Stephen Gill, as well.
You know
for
what?
yet
We used to
another
do when I was
fantastic
in Thailand
write-up.
now, we called it winter.
The sun shines every day here, but unfortunately, the temperature doesn't get much above freezing. You'd think you was on the Costa Brava.
Just sit in the
You look
fridge
out the
for an hour
window.
before you go to the game. You'll be all right.
Go on, Craig.
Sit in the fridge
Go on,
for an hour before you go to the game.
go on, Craig. So you can get a
I was
word in.
just going to say thank you to Stephen Gill for yet another fantastic write-up and honesty throughout, as always. And what's been nice to see is that on our social media channels, we've started following a lot of the ladies now, and I've been tagging them in galore and everything else. Not really seeing too much coming through, but this weekend, every single one of them has liked the messages, and we've had some replies, especially from the goal scorer herself or the hat-trick scorer herself. So nice to get them involved. And like I say, now we need to get down because there's a massive game coming up, massive game against top of the table, London Lionesses, and that's this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So it's a big and down again.
Right.
It's only five quid a
I'm
ticket.
really sorry about this, Craig, but which team are London Lionesses attached to?
Nobody.
They're not-
Nobody.
They're a
They
club in
don't
their own
have to
right.
be
They're
attached.
friends.
They don't have to be attached to a men's team.
Yep.
They just have to, yeah.
Oh,
Women's
Right,
team's
okay,
slightly
yeah, Claire.
different.
No, I've got that. No, because I'm not very clever, Claire, as well.
No, it's a good, good
And
question. I
don't mind
think there's
in
a
that case.
A lot of them are.
there's a few of
lot of them are, but a lot of them don't.
Yeah, there are a
don't
few that
go
aren't.
forward,
Yeah.
but a lot of them
They're
do.
friends too, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
did you say it's a £5 a ticket on Sunday?
I think it's only a £5 a ticket, and it's only kids for £1, I believe, and season ticket holders are involved in that. Might be a little bit more if you're a non-season ticket holder.
What do they
Um,
do? Just open the main stand up, is it?
Yeah.
You know how much I paid yesterday at Lewis?
How much?
Well, adults were £13, pensioners like me, 9.
What?
Yeah.
So that just highlights for all of our listeners what good value it is to get down
It's
there.
incredible.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
And Claire, there's been a request. Going to make you think whilst you're on the show this week. We need to know you once. We need to know you once to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be 11.
You can sort
Is
it
that
out
past
for.
and present? I
This,
feel like there's loads of pressure on me today.
No, you can sort it out for next week if it's too
Right.
much.
Yeah, you can do it for next week if you want to.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
also
sort
a bit-
it.
Watch the show.
you can have a good think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to get on to? I'll tell you what. The takeover, Craig. That's really it's ugly. Probably ugly head again.
Yeah. So I
What's
think
happening there?
it was fair to say that we've all been thinking, are things going to go smoothly? And we're talking about Birmingham City, so nothing ever goes smoothly. So reports are now that there is some struggle with arranging what will ultimately be the full purchase of the club. So we all are aware that the first part is initial investment, but there is then foresight to buy the club outright. Concerns over the structure that the Chinese want us to have in place, as we're experienced, I think, by the Maxco consortium as well. But also, interestingly, reported by James Nursey over the weekend, is that
Friend of the show.
apparently is also back involved with this particular setup, and that would be interesting to see. I think the key thing is there is still, is the club for sale? They say no, but as we've said before, everything's for sale at the right price.
Mhm.
Right? There's awful lot of pressure on everybody at the moment to get things sorted. We need it because ultimately, we've got to make some change to bring some more stability back into the club. But also mentioned it last week, and just to reinforce now, there's a demonstration and the march planned on Friday from Birmingham up to the ground. There are things planned for inside the stadium, which no doubt we'll come on to a bit later.
Yeah.
But also, there is going to be a letter issued to the board on behalf of a series of fans, groups and forums, of which we are one of them. That letter is asking for BHSL to sell the club. And whilst all of this is going on, is also to give us a series of other things to look at. So the first one is a plan of how they expect to leave the club. Because at the moment, everybody can say we're going to sell, but they don't need to sell tomorrow. They could sell in 2 years. They're talking about 2 years. So what's the plan if that happens? The second part is improved communication. I want us to be open with everybody, and that includes the people that are looking to invest or purchase the club. As fans, we should be able to hear from them. At the moment, it's all cloak and dagger. The third thing, which is going to align nicely to the white paper that's been presented by the government, in and around footballing structures moving forwards. One of the proposals is that there is what you could almost class as a shadow board. But that shadow board is made up of us fans. So people will have a voice in the club. They won't obviously be able to make decisions regarding finances. However, they will have a voice. And so the third and final thing that's in this letter is to request for the immediate forming of a fans shadow board. Off the back of that, the Blues Trust and members will be joining the march. They will be handing out flyers on the match day. Those flyers will give direct links, QR links or website links to the current petition, which I posted last week. We're over 2,000 signatures on that petition now, which is all about BHSL sell-up.
Yeah.
Right, they'll be pushing for that. There's going to be placards and banners that are held up inside the ground telling them to sell. And if that doesn't work and the trust and the groups don't see further progression, then there can be other things that happen moving forwards. However, it's all peaceful. This is us doing it as fans peacefully. And I know from comments that I've seen on the board and from people that have asked me direct as well, that there is worry and concern regarding Friday's game. Yep. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumour. For us, I'll put it out on here now. This is recorded. It goes out everywhere, but I'll say it as well. We do everything peacefully. We do not condone any sort of idiocy, if there are plans to go on the pitch and get the game abandoned, which I believe rumours is all in there, nothing at all is condoned by us for that. We all want new owners. We all have a way of showing it. Do it peacefully. That's the best way.
Very well said, mate. Very well said. And do you know something, kid? My granddaughter's going to be there on Friday. My granddaughter, 10 years old, impressionable, growing up, loves the Blues, hates them down the road. I don't want her to see anything untoward. Yeah. And there's going to be other people's grandchildren there. Yeah. And other people's children there, and ladies there, and men there that don't want to see anything on the podium in front of them that would land us a massive minimum fine, if not points deduction from the EFL, right? Do not cause any trouble. Do not. In the streets, in the stands, on the pitch, do not cause trouble, because that is not what this is about. And if you want to turn up your little Burberry hat on and your silly little star, go somewhere else, right? Go somewhere else, right? This is about progression. It's about a peaceful protest going forward. Let's make it peaceful. But if you're going to make it loud and make it proud and make it heard.
Good question. I was going to say, Ray, you're probably going to say the same one. From Ray. Yeah. Good question.
So Ray, and Ray's comment is what makes us think that they will listen and agree to a shadow board, as it sounds like a threat. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I read the letter, and I know Chris has seen copies of what I've replied with,
today, yeah.
It was very strongly worded. The letter is extremely strongly worded. It's not meant to in any way, shape or form be threatening, but it's really just to say, look, we want this to happen. And what makes us think we can get a shadow board? Right? There are clubs already.
To think what a shadow board can do, though, Craig.
Well, it's about having a voice. It's, it's about being present.
Yeah, then why call it something which almost sounds kind of a little bit aggressive, a shadow board, right?
A shadow board is there to give opinions on what's going on and to help shape the decisions that happen in the club. So, for example, what do the fans want more than anything? They want the stadium open. So, if that means you going in and having that stand open and everything is all seated to start off with, rather than looking to potentially go down a safe standing route, then that's a discussion that can be had around.
And there could be forums from all of these groups. All of them, a representative or two from each and every single one of them. You don't have to call yourself a shadow board. I think that's
part of the. This is part of the fan-led review.
Only me, Craig, but I think it's a bit counterproductive.
Well, it's part of the fan-led review that was heavily input by Blues Trust and us as fans. Yep. We all input to it. And as part of that, what is being said is that, in fact, fans, they're the key. We are the future of every club that we support, because without us, there's no money coming in. No money coming in, the club doesn't exist. We are there to back them through thick and thin. And part of that fan-led review is kind of saying, well, hang on a minute, we are, in effect, shareholders. Yeah. Because we've invested in the club. We're putting our money into the club.
We are the club.
Yeah, we are the club. So we need to have a say and a voice.
But if I go shopping in Tesco's or Asda or any other supermarket and I'm not a shareholder of that company. I'm just buying I'm buying a product from them, yeah? Mm-hmm. And we're buying a product. That product is actually entertainment.
It's a bit deeper than that, isn't it, really?
It's deeper, yeah. It's,
it's deeper because of the emotions, right? You wouldn't see somebody crying outside Asda because they really wanted to go to Tesco's, right? Mm. And they couldn't because of whatever. No, do you understand what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
It is a product that we're buying. The product that we purchase is entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly. End of.
There's also a choice, though. And we as fans have all said we want to say, and that the again going back to the fan-led review, what's key towards all of that is having that clear, concise, open communication, which can only happen when you have groups of people going in, like you say, whether that be a forum or whether that be a shadow board that's in there discussing the different things. And I can tell you, like, Chelsea already have one. Mm-hmm. Chelsea implemented it and it works really well. Yeah. Other clubs across the country have fans involved, and whether it's called a shadow board or not, what it is, it's the fans being there to be involved in discussions that they can be involved in. And it helps in terms of building what the future's going to be. And, I'd love nothing more than be able to go into a room, listen and say, is that really what the fans want? Because how many decisions, and I bet we could all think of things now, decisions that have been made that actually aren't the ones that you want to take forwards. For me, I'm sick and tired of going to the ground and not being able to hear what's going on the pitch.
Okay, fair enough, right.
Let's get the things.
A mate of mine, right? A chap who I work with, right? The other night, it was his birthday. He doesn't like celebrating birthdays. And his other half organised him a ticket to go and see the London Philharmonic Orchestra in Stoke, right? And he comes in to me, how was your night last night, John? Yeah, It was absolutely wonderful, he says, but they played far too much Beethoven. Now, we don't have a fans forum for the London Philharmonic Orchestra to decide what music they're going to play.
No, but
Do they not?
the Philharmonic Orchestra aren't going to get relegated, and they aren't going to go out of business, and they aren't.
Yeah, I'll get it, Alan. Yeah.
You know, that's the difference.
No, I'll get it, mate. I'll get it.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I think
I
think ultimately what would be nice is for this shadow board to actually have a voice, have a vote. Do we not think? Because I know that does happen. It does happen. It does happen. I know there are clubs that have
never going to happen at Birmingham City. Not while this
the problem is that we've all moaned and said about us not being able to talk to them, and this might be an opportunity to actually get passionate people together who all agree on the same thing to actually tell them, and at least it's like an actual proper kind of group.
It's like a mouthpiece, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like so instead of it being 10 different people and all these forums, if you've got a shadow board and everybody's got somebody in there, you've got a voice for all of us. They might not care, they might not take it into consideration, but it's like what people are saying on here, like, you know, it's a discussion. At least it gets some sort of our voice. I'm
playing devil's advocate, Claire, right? But does let's assume there's 20 people on the shadow board, yeah? They're all not going to agree. They're all not going to have the same ideas and ideals.
Hmm.
So,
nor do the people sitting in the boardroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Nor
do our government.
Exactly.
I know, Craig, and I get it, right? But how can we put something forward that everybody doesn't agree on? Or do you go with the majority and you have to go with the majority?
Well, and democracy, you go with the majority.
The thing is, though, it'd be nice to actually have those disagreements in an open forum so they can see what we're... I'll get
it, mate. I'll get all of it. I'm just like, it's all going around in my head at the minute.
Yeah.
It's a step. It's a step in the right direction. Now everybody poo-pooed this latest takeover. Oh, we've heard all this before. Blah 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 blah. And we probably have, but at least we've had a message that somebody is interested. Now that to me, that's good news. Now
I'm interested, Alan. Trouble is, I've only got £3.
Who has?
Me. I said I'm interested, but I've only got £3.
A whole £3.
Much I could probably buy it.
You've lost me. You've lost me.
So,
well, you know, yes, we need to investigate, but we should investigate positively. Can these people do it? Have they the funds, not just poo-poo them? It's another bunch of cowboys, want to get their name in the paper, blah, 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 blah. Now, I can understand, because we've all been in this long enough, why people get so cynical, why people get so distrustful. I get that, but it's never going to improve unless we get positive about people who at least say they're interested, Push them. Okay, you say you're interested. Well, who are you? What have you got? How much money? Let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And if we don't ask, if we haven't asked somebody to ask the question, we get newspaper, and they'll say what the hell they like. If it's a Birmingham Mail, they'll poo-poo it because it's Birmingham. They're not interested. So we need. We're lucky in this day and age. We've got our own media. We don't need the Birmingham Mail. We got the Tilton Talk Show to start with.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it.
And we need. I mean,
Chris has just left.
There are lots of these forums, and we need to come together in one voice. Now, yeah, we're going to disagree about this and that, and the other, but at least we can find something that we can agree on. And it's probably, let's say, the ground. Everybody will say we need to get the ground right.
Hasn't there been rumours on Twitter though, like all of a sudden after Saturday's game and yesterday, was about should we be rebuilding a ground and it should all be in Birmingham? All of a sudden, there's a massive influx of information about we need to keep our ground in Birmingham, and I was like, what has somebody said something? Has it been? I know we've always been linked to the Alexander Stadium, but where's that come from all of a sudden?
The rumour mill was absolutely rife. And I'd love to know where it's come from, because yet again, and just to bring it back to, you know, the things that we've said, and just to go back to this letter as well, this is fans having a voice jointly. This is not separate groups all going off and having a say. This is all of us coming together. And I think there's all still to this day speculation that groups across all of us, or all the fans groups, right, have things given to them by the club. I'll reiterate it again, as we said the other week. We've had nothing that we have taken for ourselves. Anything that has been donated to us has gone out as prizes. Rumours started Saturday about the stadium because apparently it was being drip fed to those groups. It's rumour, it's speculation.
Sorry,
it's rumour and it's nonsense.
So I missed that, Craig. What's being drip fed to the groups?
As Claire was saying, you know, apparently we've got to fight to keep the stadium in Birmingham now. It's just like, what?
There was pictures about how we would change it around and how we would then have transport links, which sounds brilliant. And
Claire,
I don't know whether...
2 words, Claire, clickbait.
Yeah, I was just like,
Absolute
we just
clickbait,
finished
mate,
at
I promise you.
Swansea, and then
Birmingham City will never move out of Birmingham. Never.
We shouldn't.
You can't say that.
No.
You can never say that,
Why
Craig.
can't I say
Never
that?
say never.
Because never say never.
We're supposed to go to the
never move out
NEC.
of
That's
Birmingham.
like,
We won't.
Tell you what,
No, I don't think we'll move out of Birmingham, but I think we'll move.
well, we may move, but I just said what my statement was is we'll never move out of Birmingham.
No, you probably. Well, we don't know. We could move to Solihull.
Yeah, Solihull's not part of
Birmingham, though, isn't it?
No, it's outside of Birmingham, so we could move.
Did you
We
see
could
how-
move
did you
out.
see
of
how we
Birmingham.
said that? Great. They may move to Solihull.
Yeah,
We moved to Solihull.
that's outside of Birmingham.
Solihull is not in Birmingham.
No, it's outside of Birmingham.
No, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Some of the comments on the shout box, so, you know, to read out a few. So Don Kavanagh, the shadow board needs to reflect the majority of fans' wishes, not their own necessarily. Our very own Tim Andrews, good evening, Tim. The shadow board would be fantastic, and it's so needed.
Tim Andrews, I must say the signs around the bottom of the Tilton the Cop look absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
Well done. Well
Yeah,
done.
they look good. Yeah.
Then we've got Mandy Irvine. Nothing wrong with being a shadow board. It just means we're a board of fans, and it's about having a discussion. And that's nothing more than that. And I think, you know, just before I pass on, the last thing I want to say about this
You're dying.
the letter is
You're dying.
They pass out, I think.
someday, yeah.
That's right. Oh my God! Please don't do it live on air, mate.
On Wednesday, the letter is being handed to the club. It has been confirmed that it will be handed over to a person at the club who will then deliver it personally to the board. So it is going to go via the right methods. It also aligns to, as I've mentioned, the government's announcements around the white paper for a full reform of football, which is not just about our club. This is about the whole thing, structure from grassroots to Premier League and how we would all align. But one of the biggest things that's part of that is this financial fair play farce, because that's what it is.
It is.
Will no longer exist. Once this is in place, it will be an independent board that will check every registration, every person coming in. So hopefully,
which is
we
fine,
never
Craig.
get this situation.
Fine and
again.
great and dandy, but like if I take a club just up the road from me here, Stoke City, right? Bet365 are their owners and sponsors. Actually, they've got that much money. It's untrue. It's untrue. Will they be able to spend that money
No.
and invest in their club?
No.
Well,
No.
it's
Why?
finance.
I don't get it.
You can only
Don't
spend.
get it.
It's basic business rules.
It's to
You
make
can
it
only
fair.
spend what you bring in.
What you bring in?
It's to make
You
it fair
can't
for
spend
everybody.
over the top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're in debt, and therefore your business doesn't exist. It's not running as a business. You're actually using it as a tool to, well, layman's terms, waste money.
It's a step,
I'm
step
sorry,
towards a,
Man City have done
level
it, Man
play.
United have done it,
Isn't it?
and they get away with it. They get away with it.
Yeah, will the big clubs go away with it because of the amount of money that they've got and the power? That's the problem.
Well,
Man
They
United
will
are
try.
there.
Yeah.
Man United are
No,
up to their eyebrows, and yet time after time after time after time, they get away with it.
Yeah, but it's because of the assets. If they sold the stadium and everything else, then they would be fine. That's why there's a loophole in everything, and that's the problem.
Which is fine. That's absolutely fine. But just down the road from the main stand, we've got 2 metal gates, which are probably worth 40 quid.
Yeah, we can't afford anything. That's why.
That's it. The idea of this group being in control of finances and ultimately the running of the clubs also holds that golden token that is your entrance to the Football League. So that will be in a position that if somebody fails, the fit and proper financial fair play, however they decide to call it.
No, so I could pass it, kid. I promise I've only got 3 quid, but I could pass it.
But I think the key thing is an independent group undertaking these things. Right? It doesn't happen today as an independent group.
So are we saying now we've got no confidence in the EFL?
No.
Of course we haven't.
No. Do you have any confidence in the Premier League?
That's what it's all about.
And the EFL as an organisation then?
The EFL have just sanctioned Sheffield United. They've sanctioned Cardiff, so neither of them could do any signings during the window. Right? That's all breaches of financial fair play. Manchester City today have been charged by the Premier League financial fair play irregularities. Chelsea.
And I wonder what's going to happen to Manchester City.
They will get punished. They will get punished. Same as Chelsea. Everybody's asking, how did Chelsea get away with spending £365 million during the transfer window? The answer is, as Claire said, there's a loophole in everything. Yeah, and the loophole in this current environment is the period of time a contract can run.
Yeah, Pete Taylor's just remarked on that as well. I said we used a loophole ourselves by selling the ground.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we loopholed ourselves by selling the ground, by selling the training ground. Right, we only did what other clubs have done. Bet365 named the ground because then that way they see it as a form of income. A form of income goes against financial fair play rules. You probably could go through the whole of the Football League. And I bet you over 50, if not 60%, have done exactly the same thing now, where they don't actually own their own grounds, or their group that owns the club owns the ground. So,
would you say that would you trust the EFL after their fit and proper persons test with our club and every other club? Because all of a sudden, all these owners are starting to own football clubs. We don't know
my dear friend, I have another acronym for EFL, which I will not say.
Can you trust them with organising this and going with it and doing it properly?
EFL are not part of it. Yeah, and that's the key thing.
The government are organising it, aren't they, Craig?
They are. The EFL, the Premier League, the whole lot are totally exempt. And, you ask the question, will people get away with it? The answer is no, because every single club, if this is signed off and put into place, and I will repost the link for the fan-led review to see the findings. I'm not going to lie, it's hard work to read through the whole lot. It's very tough reading, but it's very interesting as well. But if this gets through, then every single club has to go back through the process. And because that new independent regulator will hold that ticket to the Football League or to the Premier League, if somebody fails, they will have to rectify that problem. Otherwise, they could lose their spot. That goes from Manchester United through to Macclesfield, from Birmingham to the other side of the city, because I'm not mentioning their name. Everybody is involved. And that's why, when it's out there, that's why we want it. As fans, we desperately need it.
Blues Trust have been heavily involved in this as well, haven't they?
Hugely. And in fact, when they did the review itself and they were forming the original paper, the clubs that were massively involved were the likes of us, Portsmouth, Newcastle at the time. These fans groups all input huge amounts. But
all of the clubs that have been downtrodden over the years, of the clubs that have been downtrodden, right? There's no Manchester United, there's no Chelsea, there's no Liverpool, Arsenal, there's no Tottenham.
Do you know what? Arguably, Manchester United have been downtrodden. You might not think
1976.
You might not think it, but actually, if you go back and look at where they were and where they are now, right, they're only just getting back to the times of when they were under Fergie. And that's through the lack of investment or the wrong investment happening into their clubs.
Bad investment.
Manchester United is up for sale.
Never come out of the Premier League since the 1970s, so have they? Or Premier League Division 1 or whatever you called it.
Never been out of the Premier League, no. But then go back over the past
I remember that
10 seasons. I loved it. I just look at it this way in terms of it's time for a change, and this is an opportunity for change for the positive, not just for Birmingham City Football, but for football as a whole. And I massively welcome it and hope it gets heard and that paper is published and it gets through, because we will see some big differences.
Something has to change. Something has to change, right? We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know the outcome of all this is going to be. We haven't a clue. But I just can't believe what we've just done. 11 years of nothingness. And not been allowed to do this, and then docked 9 points and battered from pillar to post and one thing and another.
I would just say it's not 11 years.
No.
It's not 11 years. The financial fair play irregularities and failing.
No, what I'm saying,
as
our club, you know what? We're in the Premier League, ninth in the Premier League, right? Winning the Carling Cup final, and then from then to now, the biggest highlight has been that goal at Bolton, Fulham, and winning 4-3 the weekend.
Well, we could be Portsmouth, who won the FA Cup, and now look at them; they can't get out from where they are.
And who took them to the FA Cup?
Harry Redknapp.
Redknapp.
Harry, yeah.
Rest my case.
Yeah. Bought himself.
Absolutely rest my case.
Again, if a manager is given the money to spend, doesn't matter who it is. If you were manager of the club, Nick, and somebody
I'll get it.
20 million to spend, you go and spend it if you could.
Lost the gamble. We lost that gamble.
It was a big gamble, and we lost it.
Took that gamble and won the gamble. And that's the difference, isn't it?
And the fact is, we are still now paying for that gamble 5 years ago.
Yeah,
we're not paying for any gambles or failings, 9, 10, 11 years ago. Not at all. We're paying for what happened 5 years ago. And
I think we're still paying for getting relegated. And do I want to see Birmingham City back in the Premier League? Yeah, of course I do. Right? I want the big teams to come to us, like was in our day, Alan, Chris, and me. Division 1. Yeah? Division 1. We weren't tearing up any fences, and we weren't perfectly brilliant. But you know what? We were in Division 1, and we were stable.
And we were drunk.
And
just quickly going back to the protest, Craig, what are the details for the march? Someone has asked.
So the march is starting from just outside the church in Birmingham. Then
Ballroom Tavern, is it?
Ballroom Tavern, yeah. Thank you very much, Mark.
6:30.
Sorry.
6:30 at the Ballroom Tavern.
6:30.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
There you go.
And then it's going to go right through Digbeth up to outside the ground prior to kick-off. So I think the aim is to be in and around the ground by between 7 and 7:15. That march is then, it'll follow through, no doubt, with things going into the stadium. With, like I say, there's placards discussed and due to happen. But that is there for everybody to get a voice. And I have seen a couple of comments as well on the board, just to cover them off. The question has been asked, are the press aware of the letter and the joining of fan groups? The answer is yes. And there will be articles that will be aligned to that across multiple channels.
Media as a whole, Craig.
Media as a whole, yeah.
Okay, good, yeah.
So there's already articles ready to go alongside that. the press across the whole media side of things will be covering what happens on Friday. Because there'll be two things. There'll be groups of people that are there thinking, it's going to be some trouble, so we want to be reporting on that. And then there's going to be others that are actually interested in what's happening at the club. Yeah. We're interested in what's happening at the club. So let's get the support there.
I have to reiterate, if you are a Birmingham City fan and you're interested in the club in any way, shape, manner or form, leave the trouble aside, please.
Mm-hmm. I think unfortunately there are going to be people there.
I know,
there
Chris,
are
like,
that just want to go there.
Want to make an impact? Don't make an impact with violence. Violence does not make an impact. Solidarity and togetherness makes an impact.
I don't think violence will happen, if I'm completely honest. I don't think it'll be violence. But do I believe that people will attempt to get on the pitch to abandon the game on Friday? Unfortunately, I said it before we came on here. Yes.
Yeah, and also
right. Okay, great. What's the implications going to be for our football club if that happens? Bear in mind the awful scenes at the Carling Cup quarter final.
It's going to be a huge fine that we can't afford.
It'll be a fine. They could threaten us with points.
Deduction.
People will argue that this has happened at other grounds in the country already, and that those clubs were not penalised. So there's arguments galore, there's council arguments across it all as well. However,
Alan, what was you going to say, Alan?
Yeah, go on, Al.
I just think that I'm thinking about, remember the Sheffield United Albion game where Albion were winning 3-0 and they tried to pull a stunt where they were down to 6 players, so the referee had to end the game.
Pulled them off, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sheffield United were given that game. It was 20 minutes left when they finished, but they were given the game. The Albion got fined. Now, what happens if we're 3-0 down? I dread to think what happened. But if we're winning or if we're drawing,
3-0 up, Alan. 3-0 up.
Whatever, and they say 3 points to the Albion, you're fined £150,000. Your ground's closed till the end of the season. Whatever. That's the sort of thing they could throw at us. And I've got to be honest, if that happens, that'd be the end for me. I'll go and find something else to do. I've been part of this club for all my life, but that would kill me. It would kill me. Not literally.
I'll get you.
I'm still a supporter. End of. And I'm pleading with everybody.
Remember, there's another protest as well planned. With the Albion fans as well. So
and that's the other thing we should cover off. The Albion, right? The Albion, absolutely. Look at them. The start of the season, change of manager. They're now absolutely flying. Climbing up that league, looking like they're a team actually that could go and chase the top 2 the way they're playing at this present moment.
They're doing a Forest, aren't they?
But their fans are not happy. Their fans are also protesting against the way that the EFL have dealt with their owners coming in, and also they're not happy with their own owners. So this is a joint thing.
Maybe we could swap over at half time. Swap owners half time.
My message right for the weekend of Friday night is Birmingham City, West Bromwich Albion. We've never had an issue together. Never.
Really?
Never. We hate one team across the A38. Let's keep it together. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it peaceful, please. Right? And don't fall out with each other after donkey's years of a great relationship.
And Chris,
I mentioned that.
Jim Toney has said, please, if we're 6-0 up, no streaking on the pitch, so you don't have to do the show on the ball.
That'd be the final score.
That would be the thing that grabs the headlines, wouldn't it?
Right. Chris Browne has promised, and when a promise is made, a promise is a promise, right?
Course, yeah.
That if Birmingham City ever scores 6 goals in one game, he will do the show naked.
Oh.
Naked.
Oh no. I might be away that way.
And I shall have a
his
wide.
gang too.
I'll have a wide-angle camera on
I'll
as
go
well.
I'll go
You
on
know what?
another
We've had
show.
some
Okay.
15 minutes, but that has just made my life. I promise you.
It's fine. I'll just go and be famous somewhere else. It's all right.
Chris, did we do anything with the extreme close-up, by the way?
Oh, no. He's got his bucket under the table.
As I've said, I'm going to get a wide-angled lens for that goes that way.
Perish the thought.
You know you're all excited.
Cover his nose.
State of our club.
I'm praying to God, if there's a God, that we win 6-0 on Friday night, please. Because
I'm having a few to drink then, if that's the case, because I don't want to be around that. Craig, I'll be in the bar, okay?
Claire,
I'll be looking forward to you, actually.
you're now part of the team, mate, huh? And teams stick together.
Not that close.
I'll buy Craig a drink in the bar then.
That's sticking together, because I will say, Nick, I think there was only one person that said they were going to do it.
And of course, don't forget, we also said that if that does happen, we're all in the studio that Monday.
Oh, my God.
We all swore by it. Even Claire, she didn't know, but she did.
I think that was the rule as well.
What is a re-sick?
Oh, look at the poor lady wiping her brow.
You mean I got to go 200 miles to see you in the nuddy?
You have, yeah. What was I going to say, Mark?
No,
There could be some of
You
our
drive
ladies.
200 miles to watch Birmingham City. Surely there's got to be a one-off event that will never be seen again.
Come on, Mark.
There could be some ladies out there swooning. You never know.
Yeah, you did say swooning, didn't you?
Auntie Linda will be getting excited. She always says that she wants 6-0.
Oh, yeah.
Jim has said, though, that, Chris, it's supposed to be very cold on Friday, so the cold weather won't do you any favours, so you might not want to anyhow.
Yeah, Chris. I suppose if we're going to score 6, you want it near May, don't you?
and Claire, Calvin said he feels sorry for you.
Thank you.
So does my wife. She's got to take the photographs.
Who said that? Who said what?
Calvin feels sorry for Claire.
Calvin feels sorry for Claire.
Why?
Having to put up with this.
I think put up with you, I think.
No, whoa. Right, you went to the suffragettes, you wanted your equality, you've got it, mate, you're joining in, end all.
Mark Brooks has said, Chris, are you planning on going on to Naked Attraction anytime soon?
Oh, my God. No.
You know what? Actually, no.
Chris, you just need to Google it when you finish. Oh, my God.
I'll go on as long as I can take a bucket.
Right, okay. Could you imagine the whole of the Tilton talk show?
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
That was my impression.
Right. Back to football. Next game predictions, Craig, please. West Bromwich Albion Friday night.
Oh, will it finish?
Will it really tough, because my heart is saying that we'll go and win the game, but I think it's going to be extremely tough. I'm going to say 0-0. I'm going to say that we'll defend very well. So 0-0.
Question then. Do you think the game will finish?
My head still says no.
Mark, same questions.
I think it'll be a draw. I think 1-1. I think we've proved that game-wise we can beat them. We did it at their place. I just got a feeling it'll be a typical local derby and a 1-1. But I've got a feeling that it will finish. I think might be some unsavoury scenes, but I've got this gut feeling that we'll still finish it. I don't think anything's going to happen big enough or large enough to abandon it.
And incidentally, I hope not. I really do.
I really don't. I honestly think it'll be not fine, but I think we'll get the knock.
Your City fans, we are live on Sky. That is a worldwide network, right? Just behave yourselves, Claire.
I would take 1-1. I think the game.
Oh, so we go draw. Oh.
I generally think the game will finish. I hopefully the protest will be similar to last time, where they just formed in front of the cop. Everyone went their separate ways. There'll be somebody that does something, hopefully get them off, and then to carry on. We've got to, just finish the game. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we're all going in thinking, oh, tough game. We thought that against Swansea. If we play like the last 15 minutes, we've got every chance.
Claire, I can promise you, I never gave us a hope against Swansea.
No.
I thought,
don't think anybody.
You know what, we're going to get turned over proper here. Alan,
we should have done in the first half, but we showed some passion and fight, and hopefully we can take that local derby.
And people playing in the right positions. People playing in the right positions and the right formation.
Yeah.
Alan.
Well, the West Midland Police Force is one of the largest outside London.
It is, yeah.
We have long experiences in these kind of incidents, and I'm saying to them now, you be there, whatever it costs, you be there, and make sure that this does not get out of hand. It's what we pay you for. Now, as for the match, yeah, I might even say 2-2. Again, as I said on my blog, if you score 2 goals, you should win, because you should only concede none or one. And after Saturday, if we only concede 2, we're doing pretty well. And we look like we can score a few now. So, we don't beat the Albion at our place very often. We did last year, first time for 13 years. We probably have to wait another 13 before we do it again. So, yeah, I'm going to go for I'll take it.
Do it Friday. And there is nothing, Alan, I would like to do them preview wrong next week.
Yeah. I wish you. I hope you do. I hope you do.
I'm being quite pessimistic, not regarding the score. I think we might just nick it or be winning, but I believe something nasty is planned for Friday. I really do. I think something we have never seen before.
I know you have so much knowledge and so much intelligence and so much information that you never share with us, right? And you don't, right? But I hate to see the fact that you're not in.
Nick, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but there's no smoke without fire, and there is. It's actually, for a change, and a change, this is a bad thing in a way. It's definitely silent. You normally hear what people are going to do.
Yep.
But there's nothing.
Nope. And we know.
And that's what scares me the most. When you hear nothing, that normally means something's afoot. And I, like I say, I desperately hope not. I know our friends from West Midlands Police, we asked them to come on this evening. Unfortunately, they're all tied up with different things, so they couldn't come on.
Which is fair enough, and they've come on time after time.
Yeah.
Before, right? And they've asked questions about the local derbies, and they said, you know what, we got that wrong. That was the best moment on one of these shows ever, when they admitted that they got it wrong by bringing the Welsh police officers into Birmingham against them up the road, who have no idea of the passion and the hatred. Look, I hate them, but I wouldn't hurt one. Not for anybody. Why would I want to do that? Right? If I can do it with me gob, I'll do it with me gob. End of.
Can also say, Craig also can also say that, the thing is that what is going to happen on Friday is that it's going to be organised by the generals, but it won't be the generals actually doing any of the violence, will it?
No.
It'll be the young kids who go down there who pick the game.
Watching it on their Coventry Road live cam.
It's all the TikTok generation, isn't it?
That is the generation of today. Unfortunately, you go across and kids have got those accounts. My daughters have TikTok accounts, right? And some of the things that you see on there are quite funny and enjoyable. Other things are just damn old.
TikTok's necky boy, God, I hate that. I ain't got it and I won't have it. No. Right, we're into the last 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. And here we go tonight. Here we go. Anything to do with a photography studio. And I've got a couple for you. Okay. I'm going to go for John Frame.
John Frame? Well done.
Oh, thanks for the nods. No laughter, but thanks.
No, it's pretty crap, really.
And Camera Jerome.
Camera Jerome.
Camera Jerome.
What did you do with the photography studios?
What about Lens Lehman?
You what?
Lens Lehman. Jens Lehman.
Oh, I like that one.
That's clever.
Oh.
You didn't come up with that, did you, Mark? You
bloody well did.
Claire, I've spent a whole week thinking about those two people, and you go, "Oh, I like that one."
Chris Camara. Chris Camara.
Chris Camara. Who did it?
That's Kelvin Henborough. And Pete Taylor as well. Pete Taylor.
I promise you.
Colin Flash Gordon.
Oh.
Yeah.
French team Lens. 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 Yeah.
I can't think of it now.
Bradley Kodak.
What Real Etheridge? Real Etheridge. Real.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, good.
Oh, real.
When we get it, then you'll see some smile.
No, because Neil Etheridge. It's not Neil. It's Real. Did you get it? Neil Real. Did you get it?
No.
Striker pose.
Repeating it don't make it funny.
Chris, can you mute him?
I'm going to mute everybody in
You
there.
can't do that.
What about Film Summerhill?
Okay,
Yeah, Film Summerhill. Very good.
We've got Brett Stanley with Bradley Kodak, which is very
brilliant.
Adam Wilkes is on fire. Like most Blues fans, negative.
Oh, Chris! Whoa! Go and get a fire extinguisher and put the bloke out. He's one of our friends, for Christ's sake.
Is that a general statement?
How come Adam Wilkes isn't washing up anyway?
No, we've seen that he's been cooking, but he's not washing up. I mean, what's happening?
That's right. Nick DJ Spool. Spool.
Oh, yes, cool, yeah.
Photo Foden frame. Camera stands Azaridis. Yeah, not even worth a giggle.
What about Troy Podolski?
Tripodolski, yeah.
Yes, very good.
I can't think of her now.
Have we had Flash Gordon yet?
Yes, we have, loads of times. Yeah.
I can't think of her now. This is hard.
Did you think of I don't know whatever he said, I don't know.
Oh, Tony Browne.
Tony Browne.
Browne, yeah. Alan and Nick will remember Brownies.
What about Harry Redsner?
I've just got to quickly go back because somebody asked me about.
Mark, don't give up your day job, son.
Somebody asked me about Juki as well. I think we need a Juki appreciation.
Yes.
Couple of minutes, don't we? I mean, the guy's been a revelation since he come back. Should he have another contract?
Yes.
Yeah, another year.
Yeah.
Look, the guy's getting old, but another year for me.
I think his experience is good to have around.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I do.
Nick, Lily Pad hasn't let us down, by the way. She's actually come up with Dee Dee had a book of photos.
No, wet yourself, sorry.
Also, I'm flashing right back through the posts. Claire, what was your first game?
I'm trying to work it out actually. I've actually just been messaging my dad going, "Where's my first game?" I don't know. I think it was it was either before the one that I remember was the Watford penalty shootout, and I cried all the way home.
The playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, and I cried and I cried and I cried, and then my dad took my brother to the auto windscreen final, and I was 3 or 4, and I cried because I wasn't allowed. And I knew that there was a problem because I was that young and I was missing out on the Blues if I cried. So
Gutted.
yeah.
You know,
However, Claire did make up for it, Nick.
I can promise you one thing. Yeah. How old are you, Bob?
31.
you're 31, right? I'm 30 years on top of you, and I still cry. I promise you. I will never stop. Never,
40.
never.
Oh, I cry all the time.
45 at least.
Nick, are you counting backwards again?
No, Craig, right?
Nick's Benjamin Button.
Seriously, right? Oh God, I went up the loft the other day, right? And I saw a Christmas present and given to the children, the grandchildren. Oh, I bought it down. What a shame! It was a puppy.
Oh
dear.
You know, he told that joke in 2011.
I did, yes, Chris. I did, yeah.
It wasn't funny then.
I also said that we would be top of the Premier League.
Yeah, I'm not having a Chinese. I'm never having a Chinese
I've got
again.
2020 vision.
Michael Woods has come up with Brighton and Hove album.
Oh,
Yeah,
very good. I like it. Yeah. Oh, there's West Bromwich album as well. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got Dom Kavanagh with Nick on Butt.
Yeah. Or Nick on Basson.
Lilypad. I think she might need to explain this one, but Ruud van Nude on rolls.
Ruud van Nude. You Ruud van Nude on rolls. Rolls a film. Rolls a film. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good.
All right, okay.
On
Your earlier one was a damn sight better than mine.
On YouTube, Gavin Burr says Carl Shutterspeed.
No.
That's clever as well. That one.
Yeah.
They're sitting there thinking, what's the role of film?
I know, yeah.
I know what a roller film is, don't worry.
Not that young.
Right, explain to us then, Claire, what's the role of film?
You take out the camera and it's got all the pictures on it, and then you go and get it.
Well done. That's
You
good.
can't do that because it'll all be gone. You open it.
No, but you know what I mean? Then they cut it out and then they print it, and then you have to hang it up and dry.
Yeah, with the red. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the red lights.
Like
red light.
like washing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Battery Hibbit. Ricky Optical. Oh, I've got something. I got something I wanted to show you. A few years ago, I found a book in a charity shop.
In a bookstore.
It was a blues book about the ground being demolished. And inside, I know. And inside, no, it's true. And inside, I found a letter. Oh, talk amongst yourselves, and I'll get it ready.
Oh wow.
Claire, when I said that, I meant that you were very young. I didn't mean you were thick.
Oh, I know.
The cop lives on.
I know.
Right.
Claire, it's all banter here, mate.
I know, I can take it.
And I'll tell you what, give us much.
This
you
is a
get,
true
love.
story.
Love it.
This is a true story.
He's just going to call you all names and tell me on Friday. So don't worry, I'll let you all know.
Yeah. Go on.
When you were just talking about Ricky Otto, it says, so if anybody knows this person, John Perry from Great Bar, let me know.
Perry Bar?
I'll get this back to you. Yeah, John Perry. John Perry from Great Bar, sorry. Dear Arth, thought you might like one of these. I've been waiting for them for ages. You need to take a closer look at page 36 and 37. There's more to see than you think. We are really playing badly at the moment. How are we top of the table? That Ricky Otto is the worst place I've ever seen. Worst player I've ever seen. See you soon, John. And this is
So
from,
that was inside a book.
inside this book I found in a charity
if
shop.
anybody knows anybody that is, would love to get that letter back to you, and
that'd
I'd
be
also love to have you on the show. For
John
one night.
Perry's name is, this is 8th of February, so it's 2 days, 8th of February 1995, so nearly, a long time ago.
Wow.
So come on then, girls and boys,
Yeah,
anything to do
30
with the
years.
photography studio and football.
Very good.
Anything else coming in or not?
Nikon Zigic,
Yeah, Nick.
Photony want.
Did you have Forest Green Screen Rovers?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, that's clever. Nick doesn't understand,
Yeah,
Claire. Can you explain that one to him?
Basically, you know when you have a screen and then you can just have anything like behind you.
Yeah.
As like a
Green
background,
screen,
that's
green
the
screen, yeah.
green
Yeah, we've got one
screen.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris has got a green screen on his head. Look, it actually makes him look like he's got hair.
Yeah.
So what was the football inference?
Green
Green.
screen.
Forest Green Screen.
Green Rovers. Yeah. No, I've got a green screen myself.
Oh, what about Paul developing?
Very good, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Jonathan Reflector.
That's actually quite funny. I'm going to applaud. That's actually quite funny.
That's quite good, actually. I think.
I like Jim Tony's one, which is Photoni one.
I know, yeah, that's a good one, that is it? That's only one.
He came on half time the other night against Blackburn, didn't he? Tony won.
You know what? Tony
Yeah.
won. He played in the game, which was the game before my very first game, right? And had his leg broke at Newcastle. And that was December 1973. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost on the way in it, 73.
Yeah.
I mean, Claire's got that thinking, 1973? Was it all black and white?
I was in the stars then.
Was it all black and white then?
I was a twinkle in the stars. I was didn't even exist.
Mm.
We've got
50,
Maxi Lopez
I was
Spielman.
just getting drunk.
Maxi Lopez Spielman.
Yeah.
Very good.
Who was that one, Craig?
Maxi Lopez Spielman was. It's our friend Michael Woods again.
That's Mike.
I think he must have taken his tablets before he come on air.
Craig Cullertony. I don't
Cullertony.
Courtenay, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What about Roger Wind? Like Roger Hind, but Wind.
Right, yeah.
Roger Wind.
Roger Wind, yeah.
I'm glad you did that.
Absolutely rubbish. Right, then
The
it's time
full
to,
rush just got across the screen there, man.
right, it's time to say goodbye now, Nicholas.
Say goodbye. We played that, didn't we, Chris? It was the night that Chucho Benitez passed away, and we played that as a
Did we?
start-up.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, for the show. Wow,
Remember that far back.
what a moment that was. And you know what, girls and boys, ladies and gents, Claire, Mark, Craig, Alan, Chris, and me. I've learned this week definitely that you do not know what tomorrow brings. You don't. Embrace everything you've got. Enjoy your life. Support the Blues.
That spoils.
I beg your pardon?
That spoils it.
You just proper screwed up my emotional moment.
I know. I love doing that.
I love you, Chris. Be kind to each other. Huh? You don't need to fall out. You don't need to go stupid on Friday night. Huh? The world is watching. The world will be watching. The world is a very strange place at the moment, as we all know. So just show a bit of love. Not that hard, is it, Alan?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, is he still there?
Obviously you wasn't listening. I said just show a little love to each other. It's not that hard, is it?
You're right then.
I love you, Alan.
You can't make me.
Crazy times. This has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boylesports, with the one and only Claire Giblin.
Good evening. See you later.
Mark, the Mr. Robe Adams.
Have a good week, everyone, and stay safe Friday. And might see some of you Friday.
My old mate, Craig Courtney, wonderful chap. Mr. Fixer.
Good all. Echo what Mark said. Stay safe on Friday. Enjoy the game, and let's hope for a great
I
result.
couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. A great guy from all the way down south. Chris Browne.
Yeah.
No, he's down south from me. He's down south
I
from
know, yeah.
me.
Yeah, reiterate that.
Everybody.
Stay safe and keep right on.
And from the chairman of the board, my old mucker, Alan Watton.
I just want to say, go to the game, enjoy it, get behind the team. All the
That's
rest
what
of it,
matters.
everything else is secondary. It's those 90 minutes. Get behind those blue shirts. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
And every road through life is a long, long road.
Long road.
There will be joys and there will be sorrows too. Stay safe on Friday. If you see something kicking off, move out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't get involved. Do not get involved. It is not worth it. It is not conducive to what we do here, certainly on the Tilton Talk Show, or anything to do with the football club, right? And listen, guys, please. This is the Baggies. they're our friends up the road, right? And we all hate the other two football teams in close proximity, right? But we don't hate the Baggies. Don't kick off.
I do.
Stay safe. He's a tit. Stay safe and come back next Monday with some great stories, hopefully of a win on Friday night. Good night, God bless, take care. This has been the Tilton Talk Show.
We'll support you till the end of the day.